She's here. Yup. My favorite mayor is here. And I'm about to walk in and see what's going on. Let's check her out. Hold on. Let's see. Mayor Weaver! Hi, Queen! Oh my goodness, how are you?
I'm so glad to be here.
Oh my goodness, tell them again. Hey,
Look,
y'all.
I'm so glad to be here.
I'm so
I
glad
can't
you're
wait.
here. Me neither. Oh my goodness. So let's sit down and talk for a minute.
Sitting here enjoying myself.
You enjoying yourself?
Yes.
Enjoying your view?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So listen, I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you for coming.
You knew I was gonna come.
I know
see
you were gonna come.
You know what? We can have a real conversation. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah, she's here. My favorite mayor is here.
We are.
This my baby. Let me tell y'all something about this queen. She did the work. You did everything you promised you would do.
I did.
And still, it just wasn't good enough for some people.
Right.
So tonight, we're putting a period at the end. No more conversation. What's next for Karen?
You know what?
What?
Wait and see.
Wait and see.
Wait and see, 'cause
So
it's gonna
tune
be
in
big.
tonight. Hey, Denise, we got North Carolina.
wait.
You got Texas in the
All right.
house.
Hey.
So yes. And I am going to take care of my sweetheart. She deserves it. We're going to have a great time this evening.
Time.
Yes, and just love on her. And what was you doing when I pulled up? What you doing?
You know what? I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone. Look, playing a game.
She gets to play games on her phone now.
Play a game.
The Queen's Wind Down. The Queen's Wind Down. Hey. The Queen's Wind Down. Hey. Me and my girls just winding down. Talking this and that while we're fixing each other's crowns. The Queen's Wind Down. Hey. Me and my girls winding down. Talking this and that while we're fixing each other's crowns. The Queen's Wind Down. Hey. Me and my girls just winding down. Talking this and that while we're fixing. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the finale of the Queen's Wind Down show. I am your leading lady, Tyra Hill. I have none other than sitting next to me, my favorite mayor in the whole wide world, the former mayor of my hometown, Fly City, Flint, Michigan, Dr. Karen Weaver is in the house. Oh, thank you for being here, sitting to the left of me. I know, I couldn't wait either. Sitting to the left of me is none other the king for the conversation. Y'all know I did the Queen's Wind Down with a twist this season, and I added a king to the conversation because they always want to be a part of the conversation.
Yes,
is none other than Derek Marcano. And you guys can't see them, but shout out to Dr. E. Jenkins is in the house. Shout out to Carmen is in the house. And we're going to talk about it today. I am so excited that you're here. So before we start talking, it's a celebration for me.
It's a celebration.
Just to have you here because I feel like you finished strong. I feel like not only did you finish strong, you finished with integrity. You persevered through it all, through the scandals, through the talkabouts, through the betrayals. And so I just feel like celebrating you on today. Is that okay?
That's okay.
We've been having a good time
We've been
all
having
day
a good
today.
time all day.
Great conversation.
And when you said you should come, I said, "Ooh,
yeah." I said you should come. I said, and it's so funny because I had been praying for you, and you were quiet, and I kept on saying, "Okay, God, she's in her cave. Let her have her cave experience. Right. She's given so much." And so now it's time for her to just go into that cave and lay down and get everything that she needs, right? Because leading a city and taking on a crisis, it takes a lot. And so for me, I was just trying to figure out how you were quiet And I said, okay, when she's ready to talk, she'll come out. And then I kept seeing on social media your name being dragged. It was always Mayor Weaver, oh this, and then the $23 million came up. So I was like, wait a minute.
Right.
Don't y'all have a new leader? Why is still Karen the conversation at hand? And so for me, I'm happy that you're here. So before we start this conversation, because tonight I'm giving you permission to say whatever it is that you need to say, because I feel like you deserve to put a boop period at the end. And all of our other interviews, we have been politically correct. We've done it with integrity, and we're going to do it tonight with integrity.
We are.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I want you to have your truth. I want you to have your moment.
Okay.
Since you're the topic of discussion. So, Derek, can you do us the privilege?
Absolutely.
Yes. Let's toast the queen.
Absolutely. The queen,
Here we go.
for sure.
Why can't they hear?
That's what
they're saying. They can't hear. Okay, so take the Derek. While you're popping the bottle,
Yeah.
I can't believe y'all calling me offset, but I'm gonna come into.
You say, that's right. Take.
So, man, we have 3 children?
I have 3.
And how were they when
You know
different?
what? Okay, so my kids are grown.
Okay.
They're-
That could be.
And I don't know if that, I don't know. They're 20,
So I need for you.
25,
Where's your phone? At? Can you pull up your phone and let us hear?
But they're on social media
Yeah.
And they see it.
and they see it.
Yes, absolutely.
And that was hard for them.
Has to be.
That was hard
Has
for
to
them. And it was hard for my husband.
Yeah.
Has to be.
You know, there's a lot of times he wanted to fight.
Huh. I know that's right. I know that
A
is
lot of
absolutely
times. I
right.
told him, I said, you all pray for him now.
Why can't they hear?
Pray for him.
Tell them to cut up their phone. So the sound is good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. I don't know. Cut up your phones. We're good. Don't call me up offset no more because your phone or your computer is cut down.
That's what it is, Tyra.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what it is. Because we're good. Thank you, Derek.
You are more than welcome.
And so we're going to toast to you. I feel like you deserve a toast.
Thank you.
And I wanted to celebrate you. Y'all know I only drink the best, rosé, baby. And the queen only gets the best. Have you been enjoying your wine?
Yes.
The mayor is winding down. What Dr. Karen
the wind
Weaver.
down.
It's the wind down. So I want to toast to you, Dr. Karen Weaver,
Yes.
to your black girl magic, to your resilience, to your leadership, to your determination, to your commitment, to your zeal, to your faith. I just want to salute you. I want you to know that it's more of us out here who adore you and who appreciate all that you've done for Flint. And may God continue to keep you and cover you. And I salute you. I love you so much. Salute, salute, salute.
Salute.
Oh,
That's right.
Your
oh
honesty.
my goodness. Your honesty, integrity. So, Mayor Weaver, let's get
Yes.
straight into it.
Oh, yes.
Because they want to know.
Okay.
The talk of the town is
Yes.
the $23 million that was just found.
Where'd they find it?
I'm here for it.
I mean, how do you find
23 million?
Oh, I didn't let you finish.
Okay, so word on the street is that an audit was done
Right.
by the new administration, Mayor Sheldon Neely, and miraculously, just $23 million just popped up. And you basically kept it a secret.
So let me ask you this.
Yes, ma'am. Let's talk about it.
Did you read my letter
I did.
when I left?
I did. It was eloquently written and spoken, and you're better than me. You're so much better, because when I was reading it, I was like, oh, this is so sweet.
It's so sweet, right. That is so nice.
I said,
She
oh,
said
this
that's so
so sweet. This so nice.
Oh, man.
I said, but hell no. Right?
But in the letter,
In the letter,
I talked about $23 million.
you did. You did.
Right. I said this was $23 million we had been fighting for. That's what I said in the letter.
Okay.
And so let me tell you about this $23 million.
Yeah, where did the
how do you
$23
find
million come
something
from?
if it's already there?
Right.
How do you find it?
Right.
I said it in the letter as I was
did.
leaving.
You did.
That there's $23 million. And, you know, we had been working with the state and with the EPA. And we got, you know, people thought when this money came for the lead service line replacement, money was just put into our account. There's $100 million that just got put in there, and then there's another $97 million. That's not how it went. And so, anyway, what we had to do was we'd do the work, we'd get reimbursed, we'd turn in an invoice and get our money.
Okay.
But we had managed the project, and I remember we would always give a report, and we would give the report to the state and the EPA. And we would give projections on where do we think we are with the money and the spending. And we had given a report back in July, and we said, oh, the way we're going, we know we're going to have at least between $8 and $9 million.
Because the talk of the town at that moment was that Flint could possibly be in a deficit, and that you guys were going to go bankrupt. We were saving $7 million a year from the bond payment. I didn't have to pay that anymore. Okay, well, let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. The bond payment is the money that the city had to pay because of a prior deal.
Correct.
That was already in place before you got in office.
Yes.
And what was the total amount for that bond?
You know, it was $7 million a year over. What's wrong?
Was that a payback on a bond?
That was our part of being with KWA.
And KWA is
that's the new pipe, the Carragandi Water.
The water company.
And so when we got out of that, Great Lakes picked up that $7 million bond. So we weren't paying that anymore.
So that freed up some money.
Then the other thing, you know, the state had been trying to get me to increase the water rates. And I wouldn't do it. No. And they said, how are you going to be? Then you've got to get this money.
Or you're going to be in a deficit.
Exactly. And every time I went out there, I was always thanking the people for paying the water bill. And actually, our collection rate had gone up. So people were paying their water bill. And then, you know, and the other thing was we had the new meter system we had put in place. So we said we were going to save, we would probably have about between
So
8
you
and
were
9
bringing
million.
in revenue like with the meter system that you guys put in place? Downtown Flint?
No, these are water meters.
Water meters. Okay.
And but nobody thought our collection rate would go up the way it did either.
Okay.
And our collection rate really went up. And so we had projected between 8 and 9 million. That's what we put in the report in July.
Okay.
When we
and you still didn't. I don't mean to, but you still didn't increase the water.
I never increased the water rate, even though Great Lakes went up on us. I never passed that on.
And if I'm not mistaken, didn't an apartment complex water get shut off and you had to turn back on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That happened.
Okay.
Baltimore, are we listening?
I'm just asking.
I hope we're listening.
We made a projection that we would have a surplus of about between 8 and 9 million. When we have the meeting with the state, with the EPA, the guy says to me, and wow, I can't believe his name is gone right now. Eric Oswald said to me, he said, I need to commend you. He said, you all have $23 million, and it's because of the way you have managed the money.
No. Look into the camera. I want you to look into, cause see, Dr. Weaver.
Oh, my.
And I'm gonna always respect you, but we're sisters. Karen.
Yes.
Look into that camera.
Yes.
And tell them what Eric Oswald.
He said to me that you have been such good stewards of the money. The way you have managed this money, you have 23 million point something. So actually it was a little bit more than 23 million, 23 point something. And he said, you are to be commended. Your team has done a fantastic job.
So let me get this straight, because we don't have that long.
Okay.
And we got a lot to talk about.
And they asked me what I wanted to spend it on, and I said, well, we're going to use some of it for water credits.
That's right.
And we had to hire some people. And that's what, and because we were
Job
you could do
creation.
whatever you wanted to do with that money. And I really wanted to reward the people because they were the ones that helped
Well,
me
they
do
were
this.
diligent and they were
Exactly.
patient
That's exactly
and they
what happened.
deserve.
And they deserve.
And so that's why it bothers me when I hear people say she's not a mayor of the people. She's not approachable. She's never out in the community. She's
always
not
out.
this. She's not that. And I don't think they understand, one, you can't be in always, and you were always in the community. However, there was a point in time you wasn't because you was here in DC fighting.
I was in DC a lot.
Fighting.
Trying to get money.
To get money to better
Right.
to better help Flint get in a better position.
Exactly.
And so I
Exactly.
would just say to people, but I want to get this clear. So it's not like you tried to steal the $23 million. Because when did they find it at?
Where I was supposed
They
to
found
be in
it-
the water fund.
Well, they found it
Right.
in City Hall, right?
Right.
So when you try to
When you look
steal
at the budget,
something,
you see the money's there.
Right.
Like it did
Well,
And I
with
said
the-
it was there when I left.
in
And
the
it-
letter, in that kind,
Exactly.
sweet letter.
I said there's $23 million. So how do you find?
So not
what I
only
said was
did
there? That's
you-
like Columbus found America. It
Bing,
was
that's
already
exactly
here.
my thoughts.
Not
How you gonna find
only did
something
you
already there?
create a surplus for the city of Flint, you brought in corporations like Lear. We see development taking places, partnership with the small businesses in Flint.
Yes.
You started, and this is
In
why
fact, we got economic development back at the city of Flint.
Wow.
We did not have an economic development department in the city of Flint for maybe 16 years. We had not had economic development. And thanks to a grant from the Kellogg Foundation, we were able to bring economic development back to the city of Flint and have people that were dedicated solely to Flint and making economic opportunities happen for the city.
Kudos.
and small
Yes, wow.
businesses.
Exactly.
And so you took places and made them into flea markets and small business owners. And I have to say this because I thought this was dope. Whether you had a business license or not, could come and vend for a little amount.
We did a small business boot camp. We did, I think, 4 of those to get people started and help them get started. And so we were focused on small business and entrepreneurship and then business retention and attraction. And that was how we were able to bring Lear. That was one of the ways we were able to bring Lear.
And so, Mayor Weaver, did you ever think that you would be voted out?
You know what? I don't know if I'm going to say voted out because did you look at this election?
So I want to talk about the election.
You want to talk about the
I want to
election?
talk about
I
the
want to hear a
election.
lot about
You want to
this.
hear about the
I want
election?
to
It was very
How many
interesting.
precincts is in the city of Flint?
I know where you're going.
I want to know.
61.
61. There are 61 precincts in the city of Flint.
Wow.
How many of those precincts are of African American or of
Majority.
minorities?
The majority of African American, there are 46.
How many of those precincts during this past election, Mayor Weaver, did you win?
46.
They
And
must have an electoral college.
so, it's very interesting because one of the things that people don't want to address, and we need to address, is race.
Let's talk about it.
Race is an issue.
It
I
is-
mean, it was very blatant too. When
Absolutely.
I won every black precinct, majority black precinct.
Hold on.
And majority of
Did you
precincts,
guys know that
period.
Flint residents? Did you know that Dr. Weaver won
man.
every African American precinct? And the ones that she lost were?
They were majority not black.
Being politically correct,
and
yeah.
so that's very obvious.
Very
It's
obvious.
very obvious.
But there's
And so-
nothing wrong with that.
Right? No, because I was proud of that. I think the only challenge we had was enough of us didn't get out to vote. People
And-
took the vote for granted.
And this is why I have a problem with
Oh.
the city of Flint. And I'm not making no...
With the United States of America.
Right.
I'm not making no excuses for
Let's be
y'all.
clear.
Because let me say this to y'all. And I've said it before, but I have not publicly said it. I've wrote it and said it. Y'all embarrassing me. And what I mean by y'all embarrassing me is I go hard for y'all. It's nowhere in this world that I can go where they don't ask me about my hometown. But when you all don't show up to vote, how is it that a whole, excuse my language, fucking city can be poisoned. And y'all don't show up to vote. It should have been 100% of voters across the board. I don't get that. And so I have no sympathy. And Derek and I was talking about this earlier because I do a lot for Flint.
I know.
But right now where I am in my mind, and people are going to say, oh, it's because her girl is not in office. No. It's because who much is given, much is required. It's because if you don't care about you, why should I?
And that's my concern.
If you don't care about your children.
I feel like I'm wasting my resources.
Your children.
Because people need to know that your vote is your voice.
That's right.
And when our voice doesn't come together, when we're not loud, and we ought to be real loud after what happened in Flint.
How can you not be loud and you got poisoned?
You get discounted.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were talking about this, and it hurts my heart because then I have people, my colleagues, that say, oh my God, only 12% people voted. That's embarrassing.
That is embarrassing. It happens all over the country.
And then you have people, partnership, and I'm so sorry to all of my partners who feel like, well, damn, we've sent truckloads of water up there and they not caring, so why should we care? You have to do better.
Absolutely.
You have to do better. I want to talk about, because it's a lot to talk about.
Okay.
I want to talk about election night, because we talked about the 47 African American precincts that you won. I want to talk about you allegedly not congratulating Mayor Sheldon Neely. Did you congratulate him?
I tried.
And when you say that you tried, can you explain?
You know what? We were out. You know, we're at the watch party, that kind of thing. And so somebody asked me, and I said, well, you know, I called, it didn't go through. I said, but I've texted 3 times. I said, and let me show you what happens when I text. And so I did it another time. I 4 times. I said, congratulations.
And there was no response.
There was no response.
And y'all know I roll with receipts, right?
There was no
response. So let me go
That's
here.
So childish of a grown.
Let me go here. No, because see, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because people are acting like you're a bad sport, like you lost, you don't, like you're feeling some type of way. And I'm trying to figure out, how is it that this is the topic at hand? She didn't even congratulate him. She didn't even meet him.
Why is that even
on
important?
Tuesday, November the 5th, do you see this?
Yeah.
At 11:07 p.m.
Oh, yeah, I see him.
What do you see? Congratulations.
Four congratulations.
Congratulations.
With
Congratulations.
no
Congratulations with no response.
Because he ain't paid his phone bill. His phone was off there.
You need to stop being petty. No, but we gonna call a spade a spade.
I'm trying to help you.
Like, because, and here's my thing, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because everybody still got your name in their mouth.
And I don't know why.
And I don't understand why, because if the topic at hand is to unite
power.
the city, and that's what it is.
And we got to talk about more than race, because there's a huge racial divide in Flint.
It is.
And that was obvious. It was evident by the way this race turned out.
I have never seen anyone in leadership, not Don Thug Williams, who was the white mayor, who did everything in office. No, before Dwayne White, Don Williams did everything. He was like,
when the crisis went.
No.
That was Dane Walling was the mayor.
I'm just saying, Don Williams was a thug in office, right?
Right.
Like, I swear he was the mob or something.
He probably
Him and his wife Peggy. I'm saying,
what year
right?
was this?
When I was in high school, he was thugging.
Right. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, nobody had anything to say when these people were in office not doing anything for our city.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, it was an attack on you, and that bothers me. And I feel like the attack was on you because 1, you're black, 2, you're a woman, and 3, you're educated. Those are 3 powerful entities within themselves. And then some people will say this. Most will say this. Well, she lost against a black man. No shade to my kings. Y'all know how I love y'all. But right now, it's the white man,
That's right.
the white woman, the black woman than the black man.
Say it again.
They're more inferior of us than what they are you.
Absolutely.
And one thing, there's a difference though. They can't control us as women.
Right.
That was my problem.
Women have more
They
integrity.
couldn't control you.
Right, that was my problem. But you know,
If they could control you, because you know they used to say that you was in Snyder's pocket. See, that was the first thing. Oh, she in Snyder's pocket. Oh, she working for Snyder.
I heard all of that. I heard all of that. But I knew what I was there for. And I was there because Snyder had resources that we deserved to get. And I said, you know what, I'm going to get them.
As the governor, you should have them.
I'm going to get them. And so that was what I was focused on.
So
you have what we
what
need.
the people need.
You have what we
It's simple.
deserve to have
It's
as a
simple.
result of what you did.
That's right.
I want them.
Do you feel like Governor Snyder should be prosecuted?
You know what? I have always said, don't stop there. There's a lot of people. There's the governor, and there's more. And there's more because we were lied to at the local level, the state level. You know, we all know about the governor and those people, and at the federal level. All three levels of government failed us.
Why don't you think the new mayor feel like Snyder should be prosecuted?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I would like to
I don't
ask
know
him,
why
why
he
does
doesn't
he
think
feel
that.
like Snyder, who is no longer governor,
Right.
Governor Gretchen is the governor
She
now.
is the governor.
We're going to talk about her too. I would like to know, why does he feel like as if Snyder should not be prosecuted for allowing a whole city to be poisoned? Is it because that he was sitting on city council and voted the switch over?
Absolutely.
He was there.
Do you think that's what it is, Derek?
Absolutely.
He was there.
Because everybody gets prosecuted in that instance. All of those people in office at the time. If you were there and voted for it. Because evidently you didn't do your due diligence as a political official.
Well, see, and you asked me this, and I want to give you a little piece of this conversation. You asked me, how is it that someone could get voted in to lead a city, and they sat on, what were you saying?
That they sat actually on the board that was in the administration that actually was a part of the administration that started this whole ball. And how can he be voted back in?
Well, and
He
not
should be
only that,
disqualified.
after he was on city council, he then went to represent us at state. And I want to be very clear. All during the time that he was at state and you were the mayor, how many times did he connect with you or call you or try to assist you with anything that you asked the state of Michigan to do?
Did you see that happen?
I didn't.
No, it didn't happen.
So let's be
and
clear.
so
He didn't even help you when he was at the state level? And they voted this man back in?
That not back in. He
I
was
mean-
so it when he was a part of city council. Then he left city council and went to represent us at state, and now he is the
And
mayor.
didn't help when he was there at the state level.
Or city council, he voted, he drunk the water and said that it was safe.
That is dishonest.
it's mind-boggling.
It is.
And I don't want people to
mind-boggling.
think that this is a Sheldon Neely bash session.
Yes.
Because it's not.
No.
I didn't come here to bash him.
No.
I came here to give my sister a platform so she can speak her truth, because y'all still talking about her. And I wanted to
that's
stop.
the other thing we need to talk about, because you know we can talk about black and white all day,
Absolutely.
but there were some of us.
It was a whole bunch of us.
Of course.
I see it on social
And
media
that's
every
my
day.
That's the biggest issue.
And that bothers me more.
I see it on social media every day.
Both of us.
I see it from
That
black
bothers me
women.
terribly.
And you know what? And so let's talk about that, because I remember I was at a meeting. This was maybe a week and a half ago, and I was meeting with some pastors. And one of the pastors said, I could not believe the way black women came against each other and came after.
So let's
each
talk about that, because you know I don't sugarcoat anything.
And
I want to talk about the show that was done by a first lady in the city of Flint. And I'm not going to say no names, because you know y'all quick to sue me because I look like I got money. And I smell like it too. So I'm not going to say any names. But anywho, two women, African American women. One is a pastor's wife. One is a community, whatever she want to be. But anywho, they went on their show and they literally bashed you.
Correct.
I have a problem with that. Because see, it's one, and let me tell you why I have a problem with it. It's one thing not to like somebody.
Right.
It's another thing not to support them.
Absolutely.
But what you will not do is be malicious. Especially not as a first lady.
And that was
Well, both of them were first
Right,
ladies.
that was disappointing to me.
Very disappointing and disheartening. And it's not of God. And so I have a whole issue with that. Because if we're going to move in these streets, let's move with integrity.
Absolutely.
And the Bible says, first ladies,
And
if you have an ought against your brother or your sister, you go to them in secret. And then if they don't receive what it is that you have to say, you take a witness. So y'all was all out of order. And I'll drink to that. Now,
And
what
I
you
just,
saying there?
I just thought that was terrible. I thought that was terrible because that's one of the things we gotta get past that. And that's one of the things that I've always appreciated about you, because we're supposed to be here for each other. We're supposed to support each other, uplift each other, and help each other. But to just talk about each other and tear us apart and
Well, it's different types of people in the world, and I have to say this.
when did we get to that point?
Well, we kind of been there.
Right. Yeah.
Because you're going to always have non-supporters, right?
Right, but this was like Willie Lynch stuff.
Right,
You know, let's
but
just
but
call
that's
it
the
what it was.
mentality. And we fall for it as a race
We fall
every
for it
time.
Every single
You never see the
time.
other
And
races
that's what-
attacking
they don't attack.
each other.
They'll go in the back room
That's right.
and fight, and they'll come
Yeah,
out like they
absolutely.
love each other.
Yeah, like nothing
And
ever
that's
happened.
what
But then they'll find one of us and then pin us against each
Right.
other.
Absolutely.
And we do
And
it.
we do it.
And we fall for
And we
it
fall for it
every time.
Every
And we
time.
can't do that.
And that bothers me. And I have a problem with it because, and let me be extremely clear, it was 2 years, as God is my witness, that I sat back and I watched Dr. Weaver. My godfather, Bishop Roy Cavett, was calling me, daughter, you ever gonna sit down and talk to the mayor of Flint? No? Well, what you mean, daughter? I'm watching her. Okay, he'll let a couple more months. Daughter, I think you should sit down and talk with Dr. Cam, Mayor Weaver. No, I'm good. Well, daughter, I'm watching her. Wow. So I said that to say, it was a time where I wasn't supporting, but I never put my mouth on you.
Right.
That's right.
Because we don't do that.
We don't do that.
And when I saw you, and I get excited about this because I wasn't even expecting to love you. I was really hoping not to like you. Like, seriously, I wanted a reason not to like her.
At CBC?
Yeah, I was. And so they kept on saying Carmen is funny because Carmen was with me and we was at Congressional Black Caucus and Carmen was like, oh my God, Mayor Weaver here, she's doing a panel discussion. And I was like, girl, I'm going to see Carmen. Because Carmen was in the house, y'all. And I wanted to see Carmen. Right? And she was like, Tyra. And I was like, okay, well, y'all go catch footage of Carmen, ask the questions, and I'll go sit in Mayor Weaver's panel discussion. And let me tell y'all what I did. I switched my big booty self up in there. I sat on the front row, didn't I? I sat on the front row. And I don't even know if I had a cute look on my face. I probably was mugging her.
Because you were missing Carmen.
Right, because I was missing Carmen. But the way that you led that water discussion, the passion in your voice when you talked about Flint, you went hard for us. And I was just sitting there like, yo, you fucked up. Like, why you ain't been rocking with her?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
You missed
like,
the whole lot.
You missed the whole lot. And I could sit there and the people were so into what you were saying. And then afterwards, this is what got me. Afterwards, everybody was surrounding you, asking you questions and congratulating you. And you stood there humbly and you answered every question. Every question. And I was like, she dope.
Right.
Right? I said she dope. Walked out, and then I saw the construction company. Female crew who was changing out the pipes in Flint, Michigan.
That's what's up.
Black women.
That's what's up.
I said,
Those are the things we don't hear about.
W.T. Stevens. I
Those
said,
are
oh,
the
she's
things we
real
don't hear
dope.
about.
I was so excited about them.
But you were excited about everything.
Because I love Flint.
Yeah,
There it
you
is
do.
right there. In a nutshell.
I asked you,
In a
why you
nutshell.
just didn't quit? I asked her, girl, just quit. Crip, give everybody the middle finger. Crip, walk up out of there. I told her.
That's
Crip
cool.
walk up out of there. Give them the middle finger.
And go
about your business and live your blessed life. And she said, I can't.
Right, because I love Flint.
I love Flint. They're my responsibility. This is my city. How dare they do this to not just them, but me too.
That's right.
Our children.
Our children's children.
And you know, I remember when I was campaigning, and I had a press conference, and I told them, I said, I'm not having this press conference as a candidate for mayor. I'm having this press conference because I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and I have an ethical
Whoa. Look in that camera. Tell them what you are again.
a licensed clinical psychologist.
So you've been secure in the bag.
Yeah.
So you really didn't have to steal nothing from Flint.
No.
Okay. I just wanted to be clear. Extremely clear.
Say it again.
I'll drink to that. I'm gonna be drunk.
I will too.
I'm gonna be drunk by the time the show over because I'm gonna keep saying I'll drink to
I
that.
had a press conference saying I have an ethical responsibility to speak out because I know firsthand the damage does for young kids, to pregnant moms and nursing moms. And so I had a press conference, and I was told that I was politicizing because I wanted to be mayor.
So as mayor of a city that was poisoned with children who had high levels of lead,
Yes.
women who were miscarrying,
Yes.
people who were dying, you weren't supposed to say anything?
No.
You weren't even supposed to go against the grain and declare a state of emergency.
A state of emergency.
When you did that, what were your thoughts? Were you scared?
No, I was excited. I couldn't wait to do it because, you know, I remember I said I'm going to declare an emergency. We had been talking. I said I was going to do that when I was campaigning. I said if I get in, I'm going to declare an emergency. And you know, I was in office with all of the governor's people. I couldn't bring my own people with me.
Right.
So I'm there with the governor's people. And I remember we were having a meeting about this, and somebody from the state told me I was doing everything wrong.
Oh, no.
I said, well, if I am, I'm going to keep doing it wrong because it brought you all to the table. They told me I was going to make the governor mad. So we're mad
Oh,
at
they didn't
him.
want you to piss off the governor?
Right, we're mad
the
at
same
him.
governor who switched the water.
Right.
What are you
Like,
pissed off about?
because
though?
she went against, you don't go against
Right.
the good old boys club.
And they said,
God.
all you'll get is $5
Know
million.
your position and play your role.
Right. They said, all you'll get is $5 million.
Am I right,
said,
Dr.
You
J?
got a whole city in crisis, and you're
Right.
not supposed to ask for an emergency
And
get
I
those
said,
access
well,
to those funds. You're just supposed to sit there
I'm supposed to sit there
and watch people suffer
The meantime,
and wait your turn.
whoa, because you missed it, because you ain't been to Flint with me in a minute.
Be a good
Meanwhile, they're closing schools. They closed all of the grocery stores on the north side, which is the urban community. So people were traveling over 10 miles to get to the nearest grocery store.
And good water, bottles of
And to
water.
go get water. Oh, and they closed down the pods too. So when she met with Governor Snyder, he told her, get over it. Isn't that what he told? And I know that because soon as she left the meeting, she called me.
I shut my book. I said, let's go. I said, the meeting.
He told her, get over it.
Told me to get over it.
Get over it.
Get over it.
Okay.
And so then you have people who, oh, she let the water pods get shut down.
How'd I let the water pods get shut down?
I don't think they realize how hard you went for them.
Right.
And it's an old saying that you don't miss your water till your well run dry.
What, no pun intended?
You
still
Oh, that was right on time.
I want to talk about the slandering.
What part of it?
I'm going over it all.
I've been called a thief. You know, look,
Let's talk about that.
so as soon as I got into office, I was they said I was diverting funds.
Yeah, you were diverting funds too. You know they had the account wrong. They kept saying the account was Karen for Flint, like as if it was Karen, your name for Flint. But the proper correct name of the account was Caring, CARING for Flint.
Which that
Well, that's a big difference because that's what it. She got the account in her name. It's Karen for Flint.
$200 in it.
$200.
But they said I was
That's not where the
diverting
23
funds.
million was.
That's
So
not what
that's
it
not
was.
where it was. But
Okay,
so the FBI came in.
The FBI came in.
Over $200?
No, they didn't. No.
Look at the
They
camera.
came, the FBI.
Who
came in.
investigated you?
The FBI.
The Federal
Bureau.
of Investigations?
Yes.
Them people?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Come on. I just want
They
to know.
said I hadn't done anything.
Oh no.
So the
They
FBI
cleared me.
found you. They cleared you.
They cleared me.
The second time was
An independent investigator.
an independent investigator. By who? Michigan, the state of Michigan?
No, this was an
An
separate.
independent. The independent investigator came in after the FBI came in and
Correct.
cleared you. The independent investigator came in and what?
Cleared me.
Cleared you. Third time.
It was tried before a federal judge.
3
How
times.
could they bring it?
3 times. 3 times.
So there were, I don't know if it was 4 counts or 5 counts. I can't even remember. The judge threw it out.
4th time.
Wait a minute. No, they appealed it. That's what they appealed it. And so they brought back the whistleblower.
The whistleblower.
And so people said, you need to settle. Just settle and be done with it. I said, I didn't do it.
That's right.
I'm not going to settle.
Settle for what?
Right. I didn't do it. So to settle would be to meet an admission
Admission
appeal.
appeal. That's right.
So
Absolutely.
I said, we can go to trial. So I was in federal court for 2 weeks in front of a jury. In front of a jury. In fact, I had to leave. I was at my daughter's graduation from FAMU. And I had planned on spending some time down there with her. But as soon as the graduation was over, I had to come back because I was in federal court.
You was in federal
At a
court and you
trial.
had to be there.
And there were 8 jurors. And the judge said, when 6 come to consensus, we're good. Because it's hard to get 8 to come to consensus. But if we get 6, the other 2 become alternates. At the end of the 2 weeks, within an hour and a half, and it was funny, here's what the media did. The media said, oh, they deliberated for 3.5, 4 hours. No, they didn't. They went to lunch.
Propaganda.
They went to
Oh yeah.
lunch.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the judge said they've been there all morning.
Go to lunch and then come
They
back and
can-
deliberate.
There you go.
So they counted lunch in the
They
deliberation.
counted lunch.
The
They were
media
talking
did.
about. They were
Right.
talking about it over the meeting.
And so,
Lies.
in an hour, in less than an hour and a half, it was 8 jurors came back and said not guilty. Not 6.
Not 6. All
But
8.
8. All 8.
All 8.
So,
So 4 times.
4 times.
I was tried.
You were tried and not found guilty and cleared.
Right.
And I want to talk about this because all while you were in office, you had to make abrupt, like you had to get down a couple of times. You just talked about when you was at your daughter's graduation. Now, since you're not in office, maybe you can tell me this.
What?
Why did you have to leave when we was at the Congressional Black Caucus and you could not attend the Phoenix Awards? Something happened. Something major happened and you had to get back to Flint.
I know.
Was it the trash dispute?
Maybe so. You know, that went on and on and on. That went on and on.
You
and
were
on.
so
They-
excited about the Phoenix Awards.
I know it. Well, you know what? You know what else I was excited about? I was excited when I got to go to the Democratic National Convention and be on stage for Flint. Hillary Clinton had me there. So, you know, you're this excited. You're up here. Well, the next day, someone has gone and filed recall papers on me about a trash contract that saved the city $4 million.
Oh,
And, you know, and it was funny. And that's, you know, that was the conversation.
can I
we were
say
having.
this?
What?
Y'all been petty as hell.
Petty is I don't know why.
I mean, I'm just saying. And the reason why
Petty was
I told
hate.
her
That was hate.
to crip walk on y'all
That's
because
petty.
I just feel like you guys don't understand what it is to be in leadership position and what it is to go against the grain and what it is to be not only a black but
A
woman
woman.
and educated. I don't
They
think
don't
you guys
understand.
understand that. The sacrifice.
They do not.
How many times she was told no? How many times she was
Accepted.
disrespected? One of the things, and then I want to say, can I say stuff? Because you ain't got to say nothing.
Go ahead.
Do you know, first time in Flint's history, when Dr. Ken Weaver became mayor, Flint Bishop Airport said that they would no longer put the mayor's picture up in our airport.
Are you serious?
And they had been doing it for years. But when she became mayor, they were no longer doing it. Even the Chamber of Commerce, am I correct? Her picture is all the way at the bottom.
No, that's in our city council.
City
chamber.
council chambers. Picture all the way at the bottom. And
It took 1.5 years before I got my picture at the airport.
at the airport.
And people were asking me, how come you're not fighting about
Oh
this?
my
I said, because
God.
I didn't become mayor to get my picture up.
That's right.
I'm fighting for some
Oh
water.
my God.
You know, I'm
See,
fighting
they,
for
we're
clean
looking for
water.
mayor.
Karen, they don't
Talk
know
to-
these things happen behind the scene. The other thing I want to talk about was you being the lowest paid mayor in Flint's history. The lowest paid mayor in the history of Flint, Michigan. The one who adopted a crisis. And do you know they have the audacity to get mad when the people, not her, voted to give her a raise? Why?
And what's so interesting about that is they could have voted to say,
No.
I think you make too much money still. It could go lower. There was nothing I could do about it. And there, but let me go back.
Let me ask you a question real
Because
quick.
I got
While we talking about
that.
money.
Okay.
Did you make more money in your profession than what you did, Mayor?
Yes.
Okay.
Sacrifice.
Go where you want to go,
So-
Mayor Weaver.
And one of the things I was saying, it was difficult from the beginning. I had been in office 6 months, and they were filing a recall on me. Now, what had I done wrong in 6 months?
You didn't even have your foot in the door.
Right,
now.
and it was, and I remember I got a call from the county, and they said someone's come to file recall papers on you, but they don't know the law has changed, and you have to be in office for a year before recall papers can be filed. And the person said, "Oh, okay, we'll be back." So this was a plan from the beginning, and it 4 times.
You've been recalled 4 times.
They tried 4 times. The 4th time is when I
So-
finally said, "You know what? Let's quit all
So
this.
you
Let's take
were-
it to the
This is
street."
crazy.
and let
You
them
were
go.
tried 4 times for stealing money.
Oh,
Then
wow.
they recalled you 4 times,
Yeah.
or attempted to recall
Yes.
4 times. My words to you, because we talk, and reason why I call you one of the strong, my Shiro, is because there is no way in hell that I would have endured. I think I would have quit, and I'm not a quitter. Anybody that knows me know I'm not a quitter. I go hard, but it's just certain things I won't do, and here's the reason why. They attacked your marriage.
Yes.
They said that you and Gilchrist were cheating with each other. Now let's talk about Gilchrist before we get into the cheating rules.
Okay.
Gilchrist is who the people said she'll be okay if she get rid of him.
Oh yeah.
Tyra Hill said she needs him. Because if she has him, certain people can't get to her. And the reason why I said that is because I want y'all to watch this movie called The Irishman. You ever seen that movie?
I haven't seen it, but I saw it.
So The Irishman is a movie. It's a political movie.
Okay.
Hoffman is in it about
Yeah,
how
it's
they
got a big
created
hit.
the Teamsters, all of this. Everybody had, and I'm not saying that this is Mr. Gilchrist, but everybody had an iron fist person on their team.
You have to.
You have to have a
somebody
person
that has your back,
that's unemotional
and
that's not
knows the
attached,
business.
and knows the business.
Right. And that was one of the things they threatened me about.
Yeah, you should get rid of him.
Right.
Get rid of him or else.
Right. Or we're gonna recall you. I said, well then you do what you have to do because you're not gonna scare me
That's right.
to not govern.
Well, see, here's the thing. Once people can tell you what to do,
I don't need to be
they
there.
own you.
And that was what
And
I
you-
said.
you always
I
said that.
You know what? When you can tell me,
I don't need to be here.
I don't need
You
to be
always
here.
said that.
Right. I
If
don't
you
need to
can
be here.
dictate to me what it is that I need to do, who I can have on my team, what moves I make, I don't need to be
Right.
there. You've always said that.
And so they tried to they treated me like I was a little kid. You know.
Incompetent.
Right.
Because that's the
Because
word.
that's the word.
right?
Incompetent.
That your whole administration was incompetent.
Yes.
But when the new administration got there, it was how much money there? 23 million.
They found.
I just want to, because incompetent people don't say 23 million.
They found 23 million. It was somewhere.
Incompetent people don't have the fastest lead service line replacement in the history of the country either. You don't do that.
So I know we're kind of like jumping
I
all
know
over the
it,
place.
but we didn't even talk about that.
But we didn't talk about that.
We did.
So let's talk about that. Okay,
and
so-
I've been so excited
so
about
let's
that
talk
because
about
that's
that.
how you talked about W.T.
Yeah.
Stevens.
Yeah.
And
So you made your deadline.
you know what? And we could have been done this year. One of the things we've said is we need access into certain people's homes, but we've replaced lead service lines faster in Flint, Michigan than any place else in the country.
Wow.
With a winter. You know,
Wow.
we can't work
We
here
have hard
around. We
winters.
have
Yeah,
hard
a true
winters.
winter.
We have harsh
And we've
winters.
been able to do that. That's exciting to me. I was proud of
Right.
that. I'm really proud of that. And we use so many local companies. Because one thing I said is we're not going to have a crisis and then we not benefit from the economic
That's right.
Put the money back into
because
the
that's what
community.
Create jobs in
happens
your
is
community.
other people come in from outside, they get the money.
Absolutely.
They get those jobs.
The rich get
And I
money.
was adamant about that. So we had local companies doing the lead service line replacement. When we had the core team going out to the homes educating people about the appropriate use of filters and maintenance of filters, we hired people from Flint. We hired people from
So
Flint.
you put the money back into Flint.
Right. When the National Guard was there handing out water, which I thanked them for that, we needed help. But I said we had 16 to 24-year-olds that
needed jobs.
That needed jobs. They didn't have jobs. They weren't in school. We can pay them.
She
We
created.
paid them. And they could package the food, and then we did apprenticeship programs with some of those companies, so they could get paid and get a trade, a skill that they could take. I want to stay in Flint, but they could take it anywhere they want and make a decent.
Even the plumbers union was trying to get in on that as well, as far as helping the homes with the inside water problems.
That's our problem right now. So people are asking, so why are you still, why was I telling people stay on bottled and filtered water? Why wouldn't I sign
Because
off?
people need new water filter systems.
Thank you.
Or
and that's what
heaters.
people didn't understand.
Water
so
heaters.
the water is testing good.
Right.
We have new pipes going in, but
Right.
if your in-home plumbing has been damaged, you still get lead.
That's
Right.
And so I said, we're going to put our health and our well-being over everything else, because it wasn't done. That wasn't
Do
done.
you think you let the people of Flint down?
Do I think I let them down? How?
I'm asking.
Well, let me say this. I hope not.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've never claimed to be perfect, so I'm sure there were some things they said, "Wonder why she did that, or why didn't she do this?" But I think I had a good record. I think I've done a very good job, especially, and I think we have played a bad hand well.
I want, and you have. Get
And
your
you
glass.
absolutely
Get your glass. Get your glass.
You absolutely.
Because this is our sister girl time. You
Yeah,
have.
we played a bad hand well.
I want to talk to you about the slandering. It was just certain things that I couldn't say. It was moments, and I would text you,
I know.
and I would say, "I'm praying for you. I love you."
And if I had stolen money, where would I be?
In jail, just like Catherine Pugh, Baltimore's former mayor, is on her way. Sheila Dixon. See, here's the thing.
I said
Black people
As a
can't
black
steal
person,
money
right, you can't steal
and not
money.
go
No,
to prison.
They
exactly.
wouldn't have had to try to recall me. They would
Kwame
lock me up.
Kilpatrick.
Yeah, they're gonna lock you up.
They would lock me up.
Absolutely.
And they would love doing it. But
Even if you, well, here's the thing, because I don't even care about the money, because I know you're not a thief. Like, that shit didn't bother me, right? What bothered
caught on.
it did, it
caught
caught on like a wildfire.
Right, it caught on.
Because when they can't control you, they slander
Right.
you. See, here's the thing, it's levels to this shit.
Yeah.
People, everyday people are not up against what we're up against. So when people fight us, they don't fight fair. They fight dirty.
It's a machine, a well-oiled.
It's a well-oiled machine. But what
Well-financed
bothered me
machine.
about the whole ordeal, and the money thing bothered me, because it was slanderous.
Yeah.
And you know me, I want to fight. I just be like, let me at him so I can crack him, right? But what really got me was the attack on your marriage, the attack on your children, the attacks on you. I've seen people call you monkeys, white men,
Oh, I know it.
online,
Right.
ugly monkeys.
They did that in person. They called me a little child. We're going to teach this little girl. All that happened. All that happened.
And that bothered me because I see black people sitting by and letting it, it's okay.
Right.
It's not okay.
It's not okay.
For one, it's not okay to
okay.
be bullied on social media, one. But for two, it's not okay for a man to bully a woman. And it's really not okay for our brothers, our kings, to allow this
So allow
fuckery.
this.
And that bothered me.
And be part of it.
And be part of it. Because I done got some black backlash because of you. But I'm timing up on. Because I say stuff like, don't tag me to shit. And don't say my name because I ain't saying yours. See, you couldn't say that.
I know.
But when we would be in the office sometimes behind closed doors, I love you.
You would hear some of the real stories.
We would hear some of the real stories. I love you.
I've been there stomping my feet.
Yes.
But then I went out and did what I was
But
supposed
you went out
to
and
do.
did what you were supposed
That's
to do.
what I was trying
But
to
here was
do.
the thing. People
What?
were saying that you were too soft. But when you would get feisty, oh, she's too hood. It was like whatever you did wasn't good
Wasn't
enough.
good
matter.
enough. Yeah.
It didn't
Because they
matter.
didn't want me. You know, I was not supposed to be
How is
there.
Mr. Rex doing with the affair rumors? Because
You- so let
allegedly
me-
you and Gilchrist get down.
So
with
let
the
me
get
say
down.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Two things that get people out of office.
Mm-hmm. Stealing and affair.
Those are the
Yep,
two.
those are the two.
And so
Absolutely.
they
I
had,
did not have relations with that woman.
they
I did not
they put
have
the
relations with that
FBI
one.
on me,
Right.
and
They couldn't prove the stealing.
they
Four times.
They couldn't. They
One,
couldn't
two,
prove
uno,
anything.
dos, tres,
Right.
cuatro.
Couldn't prove she stole votes. They did as many recalls they could try.
4.
So now they got to go after the family.
They said she was
Right.
cheating.
And that was hard for my
Oh.
family.
Mhm.
That was hard for my kids. I don't care how old they are.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You know, I don't care how old they are. People acted like I'm not their mother.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not their mother.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard for my husband,
Mm-hmm.
my sister.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, my sister was on fire.
It was a couple of times that I just had to just disconnect from social media because when
And
the
that's
attacks
what I've
happen
done.
on
You
the
know
people
what? This
you
is my
love.
first time on social media.
Well, listen, Dr. Karen Weaver
You got
gave
me
the
back out.
exclusive.
Somebody said there was a Karen sighting.
Yes, yes. She's with her girl Tyra Hill. Hey,
And if Brenda's out there, hey Brenda.
Brenda Boyd.
Brenda Boyd.
Well, let's do this. Shout out to all of your supporters. What is it that you want to say to your
You
supporters?
know what?
Because we done talked about the haters long
Right,
enough.
I know it. And,
That's
I,
right.
and
Fuck
that's one
people.
of the things I've said. Is I
That's
had
right.
some supporters.
Right.
I had some good supporters,
Right.
some strong supporters.
Mhm.
And I have appreciated everything they have done for me because they've been there. And it's been people like you and them that have had my back and had Flint's back. And I probably couldn't have gotten through it.
We
without
love
them.
our city, man.
Right.
I mean, literally.
Right. Love
I
it.
don't think people realize that I'm at home as often as I'm at home. And I don't think people realize that I'm really, really hands-on
Right.
with what's going
With what's
on in the
going
crisis. And it's not for me to score brownie points, but I genuinely love my city.
She
Because
does.
I feel like Flint has
She does.
built me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I feel guilty because I've caused havoc in those streets. I've sowed so many seeds of discords. I probably done had shoot 'em out bang bangs and stuff like that. Thank you, Father.
They really
for
don't know
forgiving me.
how long you've been going
Right.
home either.
And I just
Yeah, I
feel
met
like it was my responsibility
Yeah.
because I had made it to go back and uproot and replant.
And that's what I'm talking about. But you've been there.
Mhm.
You've been there.
Mm.
And
I don't think I would have been by anybody else's side. I think that I really, I've learned so much from you. See, this is the thing. I don't think you really know who you are. I don't think that you realize that little black girls and girls like me, women like me, and little girls have been watching you on how you move, on what it is that you stand for. I don't think you understand the history. See, they can say whatever they want to say about you, but they cannot take away the history that you've put down. You're going to forever be in the history books. Do they realize that? Y'all don't realize that, do y'all? That she's going to forever be in the history books. One, as the first female mayor of Flint.
From Flint.
From Flint, or of Flint too. She's the first female mayor of Flint.
That's right.
African American, first female. 2, the citizen who took on a crisis, had no history in politics.
none.
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 And for 3, what President Obama said to you?
Madam Mayor. Welcome to the Oval Office.
And that was the best feeling.
That was the best feeling.
You've been able to
That was
travel
the best
all
feeling.
over this world and impact. Because right now we're seeing things happening in New Jersey with the water.
Right.
Baltimore has a
And
lead
that's what
problem.
They've had that problem for you. That's why I said we need a mayor.
And
We need a mayor. Can you move?
I mean,
Can you relocate?
hell no, I'm not giving y'all my
Can you
money.
relocate?
Y'all savages.
Because we
Y'all
live-
more
wait a minute.
savages.
we don't need
Wait a
it.
minute.
No.
Baltimore's had a lead problem for years.
Since I moved here,
Still do
there
years.
was no
Our
lie.
schools.
The water,
For years.
they had the water,
For years.
the water things taped off in the school. When I
Absolutely.
moved here, my son was in
Absolutely.
elementary.
And they still use
64.
bottled water.
Yeah.
So we've had
Yeah.
lead issues,
She
water
ain't coming
issues
here.
for why not?
No,
And-
y'all savages.
And
No.
I think And that's what we said, is Flint represents so many places around
So
the
many
country.
people that look
I
like
think
us.
the only thing different that set Flint apart was our government did it to us.
Say it.
But let me say this to
That's
you.
great.
They did this
I have to
us.
say this to you.
What?
Voted.
So before I just got on, because we talked about how I got here,
Yeah.
because I wasn't here.
Right.
I worked in hospitality. I managed $1 million contracts with hotels. And so I had good old boys who would come at my hotels. I had the corporate accounts for the major companies.
Right.
So when they would have events or everybody came and stayed at my hotels or whatnot. And so I had 4 older Caucasian men who adored me. And they would always talk business. So one day we were talking and I said, Tyra, where are you from? And I said, Flint, Michigan. And I think you and I had this conversation.
Yep. Yeah.
And they said, oh my God, that's a gold mine up there. The land.
And exactly.
We're going to do some projects up there.
It is, because we've got so much land.
And I said, okay.
Yeah.
So I just feel like it was man-made for a reason. I feel like, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I just got to keep it 100.
Okay.
I feel like because Flint is a college town, and it has so many rich resources.
We do.
That it was a man-made, it was a natural gentrification.
Oh
Yes.
man, don't do it. I hate that word, gentrification.
Why do you hate that word?
Because it's happening in so many places. I mean, we're having issues here in Baltimore. We had an issue with 11 fires in South Baltimore in like 2 days. I mean,
Edmondson Village.
It's
They
happening
burned down the
all
whole
over
village.
the United States, and we see it, and we refuse to acknowledge that it's happening to us. It happens to us, our communities, urban communities. They do it all
And then
over
we
the
don't
place. They
get out
ruin
and
our
vote.
community. Yep.
And then we don't get out and vote.
And we don't get out and vote.
And we have to.
And we think
gotta change
yeah,
that.
we have to
I am
change.
so sick and tired. First, they get us with the disenfranchisement.
Absolutely.
Where if you're a felon, you can't vote. But states are making
Right,
it right.
you can.
Maryland,
You can in Michigan.
Michigan, you can.
vote.
But then you have those who just don't feel the need to vote.
Right.
And I don't understand it because I don't like for people to tell me what to do.
Right.
I gotta have some type of power.
I said, don't let other people make decisions for you and about you, because the decision's going to be made.
Absolutely.
It will be made, whether you show up or not.
Absolutely.
So you might as well have some skin in the game. Come on, it's
Absolutely.
about us.
And it's the local vote.
It's the
we,
local
we
vote,
don't
and that's
get out
what
for
we
the
keep-
local.
keep telling
we
you.
get out for
Never.
Barack.
Never.
We get out for
Never.
Barack. But we never get out
Don't
for
get
the
out.
local
never
vote.
get
Ever,
out
ever.
for the local
And
It
vote.
doesn't matter what we
That's
do.
what impacts your life more than anything.
If you had the opportunity to do something over, what would it be? Is there anything that you would do over?
Wow, that's a good question.
That
I need
is.
to think about that.
We'll come back to it. Derek, you got something you want to say to Mary?
But-
I do.
Because you just came in here. Let me tell y'all something, sidebar real quick. Derek came into my suite strong and wrong. I said, when he walked in, I said, who the hell you put on all that damn cologne for? Not my man. Did you put on that cologne for my man?
What did I say?
I heard you say that.
And what did I say?
I'm coming to smell good for Mary Weaver. I said,
Thank
she
you.
don't want you.
I said, you smelled me already. I need to impress her.
I said, she don't want to smell you. So I just want y'all to know that I'm sitting on set smelling Derek. And I'm mad as hell.
It's okay.
Go ahead.
I said I'm around an international
That's what he
celebrity.
said. He came in,
And
he came
I
in,
want-
look good, iron clothes, iron. and
That's
everything.
right. Y'all know I don't iron my shirts.
I have to send him off set. I'm like, go iron that damn shirt.
I said, Mayor Weaver, I said, I got to put the iron out, the cologne out. So it's got to happen. Because, Mayor, we talked about this before. What you went through was, as we watched it unfold, and I said this to you earlier, it was an international thing. The world was watching.
Right.
The world was watching. And I said, you know, the one case that really bothered me was the young gentleman that was an up-and-coming AAU basketball player,
Right.
and he had issues with the lead and so forth. And it really touched me because as a parent, you know,
And a
you
basketball
want to, and a
coach,
bas-
and
you know,
a professional soccer player.
It's incredible
Right.
to see your children go through something that you
Right.
could not control. I couldn't, you know, you have no control over that. And your children's children, his legacy, my grandchildren, these things. And for them not to come out to vote at a local level,
Right.
and see what you're going
And
through. To see what you're going through. And us as African Americans, not to come out in droves at the local level. We need to. It happens so much, and it shouldn't.
It should.
We need to get out and vote. Not only for Barack. We all love Barack. We still love him. We vote for him again. But we need to get out for, like they said, the local dog catcher. Right. Everyone. It starts at the local level.
Right.
That's where it starts.
What is going on with the children in Flint? Like, what type of services? Because I seen a budget, and I saw where millions of dollars went to certain places.
So yeah, I want to talk
but
about
not
that
the Mock Children's Health Clinic.
So, so what's happening with the children? Well, one thing we know, and what?
Don't make me cry. Because if it's sad, I'm gonna cry.
It's not good. It's not good. But keep in mind, one thing I want people to know is in Flint we're strong.
Oh, we're strong.
Flint are strong.
You can't say that. You can't say that without. Hold on. You can't say that without. Hold on.
That is true. That is true.
Say it with your chest.
We are strong.
They are.
We're resilient. We fight. We're gritty. We're tough. You know?
And we don't play that shit.
We don't. And that's what I want people to know.
Life.
So if you come to Flint, you'd be surprised by what you see.
I've been to Flint.
Because things are happening. You see houses going up. You know.
Derek has been to Flint with me a couple of times.
Well, you need to come back because we have housing going up, and it's going up in more than just downtown. That was one of the things I wanted to make sure happened.
Well, Mary,
that's what happens here.
You know, I don't know if I can come. I'm welcome back in Flint now.
You are. You better.
I might be. As soon as I touch down police, right? They might scoop me up.
There's tail light out there.
I mean, there's a lot going on. It's exciting. You see businesses. You see
downtown looks great.
And if Mahindra comes, so let me put that on the table now because that's something we've been working on with Mahindra. And I talked about that because that was going to be another 2,000 jobs. And if they get the postal contract, it's another.
Mahindra is a car company.
That's right. And they do off-road vehicles. And they want to come to Flint.
And these are things that you've had in place before.
I put that in the letter too. I put that in there with that $23 million that was lost.
Well, they didn't see that.
But what's going on with the kids?
$23 million was just there.
You know, we've put in over 20 new playgrounds because one of the things we know is physical fitness is a component for mitigating the effects of lead. So we've had to do that. You know, we've done.
Shout out to Dr. Pamela Pugh because I know she came up with that, didn't she?
We've been working on that. Somebody else at well, let me keep going because I'll start talking about everybody. but that's what we deserve. You know, we shouldn't have had to go through a crisis to get what we got. The things we got is what every community deserves, and it's what kids and families deserve. I mean, we have a farmer's market with a pediatric clinic in it right now. That's something that's new. I mean, we've been doing some really good things, but you know that kids have been impacted by this. You know your special education rates are going up. You know mental health services are going to increase. You know there's going to be an increase in the juvenile justice system with foster care and with adoption. All of those things are going to happen. All of those things are going to happen. We know we've lost. First, we thought it was 13 people to Legionnaires. It's now 16 people. But if you look at the pneumonia deaths, it could be even more because they've said up to 70. So those are some of the things that have happened. I was just with a family, like I said, 2 weeks ago, who lost their 30-year-old daughter to Legionnaires. So we have kids that have lost their parents or their grandparents.
Do you know that I came home and caught pneumonia and literally had to take 6 months off work and had to be on a breathing machine?
And those are the things that we're talking about. Those are the things we're talking about. Our special education went up 56%.
Wow.
56%
We've had
special education
stillbirths and miscarriages in the city of Flint. And you know,
they didn't think this was an emergency. They fought you on this being an emergency.
They fought her every tooth and nail and step of the way. Everything that she wanted to do was wrong. It wasn't good enough. It won't work. How many times did you hear that? It's not going to work, Karen.
Right.
It's not going to work.
And you know, the media played a big role.
Let's talk about them, because I got something that I want to say.
Well, say it, because they play a big role in this.
I want to say to the local media in Flint, Michigan, that it's one thing to be about propaganda. But it's a whole nother thing when a whole city is depending on you and you can't even rock out in truth.
Right. And to get the story out.
And to use
really
false information or leading.
You know, when those allegations were made against me, it was always front page news.
It was, but they never not one time recanted that you were found not guilty or dismissed.
That article was about this big, and it wasn't on the front page.
Page 6.
It wasn't on the front page.
It wasn't front page.
Now you know we had always been in the top 10 for most violent cities.
Yeah.
When we get out of it under Chief Tim Johnson. You don't hear one word.
You hear nothing.
We weren't in the top 25, not in the top 30. But if we hadn't gotten out of there, they'd have been banging on my door and his door saying, "You're still one of the most violent cities in the country." But when we get out of it,
nothing. Crickets, as we say.
Crickets.
Do you feel like the media gave you a fair run?
What do you think?
I don't think they did, but I can't say that because only you really know.
No, I don't.
Like, I've always felt like it's just certain conversations that we would have behind the scenes, and I'd be like, F them.
Well, look at this story. They just after I got out of office, we left a recording.
Let's talk about this.
That was in the media for 4 days.
The people don't know what happened, so let me set the narrative.
Okay, set the narrative.
So when the new administration got into office and Dr. Karen Weaver had moved up out of City Hall, there was a flash drive. But at the time, I don't know why these people didn't know that it was a flash drive. It was an alleged surveillance camera device. It made the headlines for 4 days. It was a surveillance. The new chief of police was investigating it, and he might even bring criminal charges against Mayor Weaver. You saw it? Because that's how you know it's just not local.
That's right.
Right? And so
scandals always get big.
Come to find out that the recording device,
it was a thumb drive.
It was a thumb drive with music on it. And the new police chief said he wasn't investigating shit, and he also said that he wasn't bringing no charges. Like, he's so unbothered.
How can you bring charges for a thumb drive with music?
Well, they want you locked up.
A thumb drive with
music.
Let's talk about the shredder truck.
Let's talk about the shredder truck
all the time.
That Mayor Weaver's administration shredded.
Right.
Important documentation.
It was scheduled like twice a month or something. It's been doing that forever.
Right.
Forever.
We have it here.
But of course, the last week.
You were shredding stuff.
How come you didn't say that when I was here 2 weeks ago? And 2 weeks before that?
2 months ago.
Right. All year long, it's been coming.
What do you want to come up out of this interview? You want them to shut up? Do you want them to keep your name up out of their mouth? No, you know they're going to talk more now since we did this.
But you know what? I just think it's time for this to stop. This is ridiculous. It's crazy. I think it sets a bad example on how we should be with one another, how we should be with each other, how we should be as women and as black women. That part really, I'm sorry, but that bothers me more than the racial. It really does.
When it's an attack from your own kind.
When it's an attack from your own kind, and that we can't support each other, and if we don't like each other and we don't support each other. You know, if you don't have nothing nice to say,
don't say nothing
at all.
Let me ask you this. If Mayor Sheldon Neely called you right now and said, Karen, when you get home, I would like to sit down and have a conversation with you, what would you say?
I don't know what I would say because I've been called incompetent so many times.
That's a great answer.
Let's talk about that.
But you ain't going to insult me.
Let's talk about that. Can you find me the definition of incompetent?
I'm sorry.
I need to know what the definition, because I want to be clear on what it is.
You know, I never called him any names. I didn't call anybody any names.
You didn't have time. You were fighting for the city.
Exactly.
You didn't even really want to talk bad about Governor Snyder. I was dogging his ass.
And you know what? And that was what I was.
And you said he has resources that I need, Tyra.
Right. If I'm talking about him,
I was dogging
I'm not going to get the money, but I wanted the people to know, you all keep on doing it. I'm loving it. I'm loving watching you walk around with this head on a platter. I can't do it.
Because I need to
be on the table. For my people.
Incompetent.
Not having or showing the necessary skills to do something successfully.
Not having or showing the necessary skills to do something successful.
I beg to differ. I feel like you've been successful.
I think success is saving 23 million that they found it.
They just found it. It was just laying on City Hall on the
Girl,
table.
I'm sorry,
I
they found
want
that.
people to know that was not true. I had a great team.
You had a
Oh, you had a
wonderful
great
team.
team.
Shout out to Dr. Karen Weaver's team.
I
That's
had
right.
a great team.
Dr. Pamela Pugh, you know you my baby.
Mhm.
Hey girl.
And you know, and I have to thank President Obama for making that happen.
That's what's
Hillary Clinton. She was the one that got us the money to be able to pay the young people to go and deliver the water and to package the food and do the
Well, when you
apprenticeship
say
program.
things like Hillary Clinton, you got people that still caught on Benghazi. Like they still mad. But at the same time, we got a president in office that's still grabbing pussy. I'm sorry.
Allegedly.
No. Ask Stormy. Hell, you might even ask me.
Stormy. Oh. So, Mayor Weaver,
Yes.
you had
Yes.
the strange honor of meeting both President
Presidents.
Obama and
Oh,
our
how was
current
it? Yes!
occupant of
What was the
occupant of
difference?
the office.
Yes. What was the difference?
Have you heard me talk about my meeting with Trump?
No. And we talked.
Okay.
Because let me listen.
I just wanted to hear that straight from you.
Listen.
I was like, she met
Because
both of them?
I-
That's like,
But
He just drove through the
Meeting,
city. He
right.
didn't want to stop.
meeting and having a conversation and talking about needs and resources. Those are
just two different things, absolutely.
And that's what happened with Obama. When I
He was
met him,
engaged.
right? He wanted to know what was going on.
Mhm.
What
Yes.
could they do to help?
Absolutely.
What kind of resources did I need? I remember when I said we need.
He even came and drunk the water.
He did.
Why we couldn't get
But-
Trump to drink the water? Drink the water.
Same reason you needed Snyder to. I don't know.
Oh, the shade!
Okay.
Catch this tea. This is what I wanted tonight.
Yeah.
I got tired of doing conservative
I don't
interviews.
know. But he, you know, I was able to talk to him. I said, we have a health crisis.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because that's what it
we have a
was.
public health crisis.
Well, really, it was a health crisis
Right.
because now their opiates is a health crisis when
Right.
our crack epidemic was criminal.
So we have a crisis.
Right, we have a
And I
crisis.
told him, I said, you know, the Surgeon General came. I said, we need somebody like that for Flint. He said, oh yeah. I said, and he
made it happen.
Well, he said, we'll see.
Mhm.
We'll see about that. I said, okay, whatever that means.
Mhm.
And he sent a team for 6 months
To see
to
that.
Flint.
So here's the thing: when you hear people say, "Well, what has President Obama did for Black people?"
That's right.
It's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that
That
you
you
may
don't
never
even
know
know
about.
Right, and that's where a lot
But
of it
remember,
happens.
he was a president for all people,
Right,
not
that's
just
right.
Black
And so
people.
And not
after
for
that-
himself. He didn't have to toot his own horn.
Right. They
He just got
said
it
you
done.
all need somebody, and the Ford Foundation gave us the funding.
So here's the thing: you've been doing a lot of moves because your administration has been in these streets,
Right.
and you've been getting all of these grants and everything. So
Right.
a lot of your projects and a lot of the revenue that you've been bringing into Flint has been through
Yeah.
grants.
Right.
Grants through Kellogg, through Mott, you know, because Mott's there. Skillman got some money for us. The Ford Foundation gave
And
us
people
money.
don't understand the gravity of what you
And-
did there. You saved the city
Right,
money.
but you
Because
know-
normally, you know what politicians do? They tax the city. They add
we
on
didn't
the water
use
bills.
city.
They
We
add
did
on the
not
parking
use
tickets.
They're
They
about
add-
resources for
They're
that.
about to get taxed now.
They don't
But you made me,
understand.
but I want to go back to the money now because people were coming in and you heard about all these millions and millions of dollars coming into Flint. Well, where is it? What'd she do with the money? I didn't get the money. Let me look in the camera and
Look
say
in the
that.
camera right
I
there.
didn't get the money. You know what we got money for? Pipes. We got money for lead service.
So let's ask this question right there.
Where'd the money go?
All of the money that came into the different organizations, did you see that money?
No,
Have they even met with you to discuss the money?
no. And so money went to the different foundations.
Uh-huh.
So it would go to like the Community Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
It would go to the United Way. It would go to Red Cross. It went to other agencies. And then you saw the report that went out that talked about all of that money because you came and interviewed me.
I did.
When you
Because
had-
I wanted to know, why was a development getting $20-some million? And I wanted to know, why was the Genesee Intermediate School System getting, I think they got like, what was it, 30-some million dollars, and the
don't even remember.
Flint public school systems only got like $2 million.
There are a a lot of things that were strange, but you know, so
Is that
here's
white, black?
Yeah.
here's the
See,
thing.
Genesee,
Say that to that black
Genesee
people, I'm not
is the
from
county.
Flint.
Genesee is,
Okay.
let's just say Genesee Intermediate
That's-
is you all's, is Baltimore's, maybe White
Howard
Marsh,
County.
Howard County.
Right.
And Flint is the
Baltimore City.
the urban, yeah,
And,
Baltimore
so,
City.
and I remember having, I'm not going to name names, but I remember having conversations with some of these people.
Mhm.
And, you know, you were talking about some of the development that's going on downtown and these. And I said, okay, let me ask you this. If you got the money and you think you've done something to benefit the people,
Mhm.
have that conversation.
Mhm.
Why don't you just say, yep, I got the money, and here's what we did with it, and this is why we thought it was going to be helpful for
And there was
Flint.
no
I said,
conversation
but you
ever
all
had.
want me to take the fall. You want to let people say, I got this money, and you won't even speak up and say, no, we got it, and this is what we did with it. I said, say you built an apartment complex downtown. Say that you did that. Say that there's a school in Flint that's the ISD is running and Flint kids are coming. Say these things, but you all want me to take the fall for money you got, and you won't even.
And they never said it.
They never said it. They said, no, we don't think we should do that.
Because to me, it was all about agenda.
Oh, there's
Private agenda,
right.
not community.
Mm.
And propaganda
And that's what I've
Machine.
dealt with
the whole time.
the whole time.
So what's next for you? Are you excited?
I'm
I'm
very
so happy you
excited.
out of
I'm
office.
excited.
I'm
I'm
excited about
excited.
our
I was
girls
too.
trip.
We're-
I can't
I'm
wait to take
excited.
our girls trip.
I'm excited because you know what? I said every time something like this has happened, every time the enemy thinks they have me, I said God has always had a bigger blessing.
You
for
always
me.
looked up and saying,
Right, exactly. I said, and something bigger and better happens. So I'm good.
I see a book deal coming. I do. I've been telling you
I think
this.
it would be a great
I see a book deal coming. I've been
I
saying,
think-
and you know, Dr. E is a published doctor. Dr. E is a published author, honey. She can make it happen. Yeah, you know, I only roll with hitters. I just feel like I see a book deal, and here's the reason why. When I asked you, and I'll never forget the first time I asked you this, what made you run for mayor?
What did I say?
You said, because I was a citizen. And
people forget that.
and you said, but when you said it, it's the compassion and the conviction that you said it. Well, you said, basically, this is what she said. She said, I was a citizen. This shit happened to me too.
It did.
Absolutely.
Like that right there.
I'm still using bottled water.
Like, and that's what the thing. Like, I think people don't realize that when they couldn't take baths, you couldn't take baths neither.
Right.
When they couldn't cook with the water, you couldn't cook with the
Right.
water neither.
Right.
I think people forget
They
that.
forget
I
that
think
you-
people forget that you was in the slumps with
Right.
them.
Right. And with everything that I know I have had to deal with, it makes people not want to run. The kind of people that you want to run
run,
for
right.
office, you're like,
Yeah.
why?
If you run again, I'm gonna move
Why?
back to Flint and be on your
It
administration.
really does deter
I know.
those.
I'm gonna have me.
Okay,
I
you
gotta
all
live
heard
there
it
full
here.
time.
You heard it
But
here.
do I? First of all, do I have to live there full time?
You don't have to live there full
I can live there 6 months.
We're not gonna work this out in front of
In front of the
everybody.
camera, right.
We're gonna work this out. You heard her say she come back.
I'll come
but
back
it is.
for
it's,
you.
It's hard.
It has really been hard for you, and I don't think people understand the sleepless nights that you had,
Right.
the times that you cried yourself to sleep, the time that you wanted to give up, the time that you wanted to kirk out and couldn't,
Right.
the time that you wanted to just really cuss everybody out and couldn't. I have had private conversations with you. And it has been times like when you get up in the morning, you see my early morning text. What do you say?
I said, Tyra's, first thing I said was, she's an early bird.
Nah.
I said, Tyra's up.
And
5 o'clock. She's
I
up.
pray in the morning, and I
Right.
just felt like I had to cover you in prayer
And-
sometimes.
And I've told people, I said, I got some prayer warriors out there. I said, I know that. I said, because I know how things are happening. And I knew it wasn't me. I said, because I was minding my own business.
Right.
I'm a psychologist. I'm doing mental health. I wasn't trying to be the mayor. You
But
know?
who better else to take on a crisis
Then
than a psychologist who deals with mental
That's
health
what I'm
and
sitting
knows
going
the
through my
needs
mind.
of the people?
Absolutely.
I would rather have her than a politician.
Great listeners, great communicators.
Because did you tell Mary
But I-
Weaver what you are?
I have a psychology degree. And I was sitting here thinking that makes a great politician because they're going to think about everything involved, not just the money.
The
They're going
health,
to think about the
the
health,
mental
mental health. They're going to think about they're gonna have empathy.
Right.
Which is something that a lot of people.
And I remember when I first got there and all the governor's people were there, and I would ask certain questions. I said, okay, where is the person with the heart?
Right. Where's the person with the heart?
heart?
That's thinking about the people.
Oh, they don't work here.
Really don't.
They didn't work there.
Let me ask you this, because what time is it? Let me see.
know.
Oh, we gotta go.
Oh,
Because I have some questions from some people. But I want to ask you this. Because time
so
just goes
funny.
so
It does. That's
fast.
what I say.
Time goes so fast.
Exactly.
we're going to do a part 2.
We are going to do a part 2. Because you're coming back.
Mhm.
And I get to have you longer.
Okay.
Because we had so much fun
Right,
today.
we
We
did.
did have
Good
fun
time.
today. I wanted to ask you, when you think about where Flint is now, where you brought Flint, because let's be clear, where Flint is now is because of Dr. Karen Weaver, her administration, and the people of Flint who supported the movement.
That's right.
Right? When you think about where Flint is now, do you feel that everything that you put in place will still be there and be as effective as it's been?
I pray that it is. I mean, we were on such a good path. So many good things happening. People wanting to come back to Flint. Businesses wanting to
I
come
know a
to
couple of
Flint.
people who moved back to
Right,
Flint.
right. In fact, we were getting ready to do this I Did It campaign because people, it was like, I did it. I moved back here, or I moved here, or I started a business here.
Oh,
So we
that's
were getting
nice.
ready to do this I Did It campaign. So if you see that, that was us.
They got
That was us too. But we're on a good path as far as, the lead service line replacement, the water getting better. We still need some help from the state and federal government
That's right.
for in-home
Well, it's
things.
funny that you
But-
keep saying we.
Say it again.
I'm just saying,
It's still
Karen.
on. It's still on her
Because
heart.
her heart
it's
is
still
still
on her
there.
heart. It's still on her
Like,
heart.
I want you, and I'm going to say this in front of them.
What do you want?
I want you to let them go. I need for you
For a second.
to, no.
They might need her.
No.
They might need
No. Because see, here's the thing. Sometimes you got to let the people get what the people wanted.
Lord.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes people gotta live it how they get it. Now, I'm not telling you to turn your back on Flint because that's not who you are. But what I'm telling you is, it's not your business right now.
Right.
That's right.
I need for you to focus on you.
Yeah, that's right.
It's so
Well,
much
I am.
in you. No, you're not.
Because you're still
Because
saying
she's
we.
still weak.
Because we
You're still thinking
need
about
some
what
help.
you
I know we need
They
help.
owe us.
They need help.
They owe us.
However, it is no longer your responsibility to ensure that they get what they need.
But you know what?
What?
I'm not gonna let anybody shut my voice down.
I don't want you to
I
let
am
them
not
shut your
gonna
voice
let them
down.
shut my voice down.
I don't want you to.
Because that's one of the things I've told people is, even when I got in office, they said, you don't have any power. What can you do differently than the previous
They kept telling you didn't
I
have
said,
power.
I know. I said, I have a big mouth. I said, and I will use my voice.
And you have.
I said, and I will let you know what's going on. I'll let you know whether it's good news or bad news, but it's information we should have. I
When
said,
I
and no one
say-
can take your voice.
When I say I want
I know
you
what
to,
you're not saying that.
I don't want you to give up on Flint because I can't even give
Right.
up on Flint. We love them so
We
much
love 'em.
with they stinking asses. We love y'all stinking asses.
Lord.
However, what I'm saying is, I need for people to see the difference and what it was when you were in office. Because see, right now, if you put your hand in it, they're not going to be able to you know what I'm trying to say.
Right. It muddies the water.
And it muddies the water. And not only that, it doesn't allow the new administration to create their own
I
legacy.
want
Yes.
them to create their own legacy.
She's right
I
on
want
that.
them. No, I want them
She's
to. I
right.
want them to stop
I know
talking
you
about
do.
me.
And that's why we're here
I
tonight.
want them to stop talking
Because
about
that's
me.
what I want them to do.
You know,
I want
and
them to
move
stop
on
talking about
and
you.
do the business of the city.
But sometimes you really need to shut down what your vision and think, because people have a way of taking what your vision is and making it theirs, right? So, like the campaign you were just talking about, that could come out and he could claim it as his.
That's why I said.
You know, so you have to. So what she's saying is, let them build their own
Legacy.
legacy.
Right.
Don't let them sit and listen to you.
But they have to
And-
stop
and-
talking
and
about
fe-
me to do it.
Oh, wow.
Well, they're never going to stop
They're never
talking
gonna
about
stop
you.
talking about you.
Because see, here's the thing. Dope ass people just get discussed all day, every day.
Look at Barack.
Welcome to my world.
Okay.
Look at Barack.
Look at the camera. Chuck 'em the deuces. Welcome to my world.
No crip walking. I'm telling you.
Dope ass
They
people
will,
get
absolutely.
discussed every day, all day.
Absolutely.
But they're never gonna stop talking about you. However, I wanted to bring some closure for you. I feel like, as your little sister, that you deserved the platform to be heard.
Yes.
That you were being attacked. Like, they really made it seem like you were trying to steal this $23 million and
Right.
you left up by the city hall and forgot the money bag behind.
Right.
Like, it just mysteriously came up.
It was under the couch.
It was
Right.
up or in the safe.
And that was why I finally spoke out about that one, because I've been very quiet.
Very quiet. And I'm happy about
I've
that.
been very quiet.
I want to ask you, what's next? I'm excited because I know a little bit. Oh yeah, we vacationing.
Vacation,
I
that's
am going to take a vacation.
That's right.
But I'm not sharing that information.
Well, can I be exclusive? How she gonna not share it with
Yes,
me?
I will
She
share
will
it with
in
you.
due time.
I will.
I'm
I'm
excited.
excited about the future.
I'm excited
I'm
about
excited.
your future.
Yeah. Me too.
You have not only came through the valley, but baby, you climbed the mountain peak. And I know people are trying to make it seem like as if you didn't make a difference in office. But let me tell you something, what I know about God. For one, he does all things well.
That's right.
For two, he never gives you a vision without provision. And for three, what he has for you is for you.
It's for me.
And that mantle of mayor, you rocked it out. I'm talking about, because I was one of your hardest critics. I don't think people realize that I was hard on her. Like, no, I want to talk to her, I'm watching her. I kept saying, I want to talk to her, I'm watching her. I just looked at you and I said, oh my God, let me see what I can do to help her. I had no idea. I'm talking about, and it's so funny because when you became mayor, and as a little sister, I can say this. When she became mayor, the first thing I said when I saw her on TV was, I need to talk to her so we can talk about them clothes. This is what I said. I said, because she's an everyday woman. But I want her to be who God says that she is. I said, we got to get her fly and funky. Because, you know, I say fly and funky. So when I saw you, I said, okay, here we go, Mayor. And when you started traveling, I said, ooh, that's a bad suit. Ooh, she looks conservative. Ooh, because you know, as a black woman, they mock us. If you had your arms out, they had something to say. If the skirt was too short, they had something to
Sometimes I did it
say.
on purpose.
I know you did.
Because
that's
why
a
are you
Flint
wearing
girl magic.
big earrings?
Chandeliers. They call it chandeliers.
I said, because I can. Because I didn't know my
The
brain
blonde in your hair.
was measured by the
By
size
the
of
size
the
of
your
earrings
ring.
I wear.
The blonde in your hair.
Right.
I
They
even
said I changed my hair all the time. I did. On purpose.
and
On purpose.
and I felt like you were finding your own identity. This is what I'm saying. I watched you evolve into the mayor that you are.
It was interesting because when I declared the emergency, I'd been in office 1 month. I did it in December. I got in November. I did it in 1 month.
1 month.
And
30 days.
And the national media was all over.
All over it. It was like a wildfire.
I mean, and that was how I
People
had
was
to-
calling
they
me
were
like,
all
oh my God,
over
what
me
is Flint
every
Mayor
place
doing?
I went. And that was what I was. And I said, I remember one day my husband said, I can't imagine what it's like to be you.
Oh, wow.
And I said, me either. I said, and I'm scared to think about it because I need to just stay focused on what I have to do. I said, it may scare me if I think about
That's right.
everything that's happening.
Have a whole anxiety.
Did you ever want to quit?
I didn't want to quit. I wanted things to quit. I wanted certain things to
So nowhere on this journey, because I'm gonna be honest
I'm
with
gonna tell
you.
you, look.
I cry on this journey. I be wanting to quit every other day. I throw in the towel and I'm screaming, "Excuse me, Lord. Excuse me,
Right,
Mayor Weaver.
but
Excuse me, Dr. E. Fuck them people." That's what I be screaming, and I be wanting to quit.
Right.
You never wanted to quit.
You know what? And I know I told you this earlier, but I remember I was going through the recall. Which one? I don't know. Though I maybe it was
1, 2, 3, or 4.
Right, you know,
Right. 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Just so
Right.
many.
and I was in the bed, and I was actually I was looking at an Essence magazine, And my husband was doing something on his phone, and the TV was on, and they were talking about the Nixon era. And President Nixon said to whoever, because I'm flipping the pages, and he said, Mr. I'm making this name up, Mr. Johnson, welcome to the Oval Office. And I threw that magazine down, and I said, that's what Barack Obama said to me. It's been worth it. When I see new pipes going in the ground, it's been worth it. When I see
making a change,
businesses coming to Flint, it's been worth it. When I see housing, not just downtown, but going north of downtown, on the west side of Flint, on the south side, it's been worth it.
Because when you say things like it's been worth it,
that's right.
and I know what you've been through behind closed doors, that shit is serious for me.
It was,
and even
worth
you're
it
getting teary-eyed
because it's been worth it to know that we have.
gosh.
Musk came in and he's doing filtration systems for our schools. It's been worth it for these kids that
So
have
you would
that.
do it all
For
over
us
again.
to have new school nurses in the schools that we didn't have. It's been worth
Would
it
you
to
do it
have
all over
playgrounds.
again?
Yes.
You would?
I would do that.
That
over
needs to be
again.
your campaign slogan if you do it again.
You would
It's
do it
worth
all over again.
It's worth it.
It was worth it.
With all of the attacks, with
That's
all of the
shocking.
slander.
But it didn't stop any of those things from happening.
It did.
That's right.
It did.
It didn't. You know what? And I know we gotta stop, but I went to bed at night saying if I made my parents proud, I was okay.
Wow.
And you had your parents hanging in your office.
Yeah. I said if I make them proud, I can sleep at night. And I think about my mother was 22 years old. She was the first black teacher in Flint.
You said that.
And I said, so I can't imagine what she had to do.
You said
Why?
her shoulder
As
was
a
giant.
22-year-old, I can't even imagine
Being the first
that.
black African American
Right.
teacher in the city of Flint
So I figured what she went through,
had prepared you.
and what I went through couldn't compare to what she had to deal with. I know that. I think about my dad. He was the first black elected to the Flint Board of Education. He was a pediatrician. He put up an office we grew up on the north side of Flint. And he never got to work.
Represent your street.
Ruth Street,
Ruth
738
Street.
East Ruth
She
Street.
always say Ruth
I
Street.
always say it.
It's in the hood, y'all. Let me let y'all know it's in the hood. Like Ruth Street.
A true Flintstone.
You're right, 738.
But he was on a trip. He was in Florida at a Board of Education meeting. He was sick. Now he's a pediatrician. When they took him to the hospital, they wouldn't treat him.
Because he was a black man.
Right. And they said, you got to go where black folk go. Now these are his colleagues. They won't treat him. And so he died. And so I think about what they did. So I feel like it's been hard. But it's nothing compared to what my parents had to go through.
Absolutely.
And they talked about the importance of taking care of home.
Absolutely.
And you stand for what's right.
And you see that sacrifice.
And you see that. And I knew God had my back. It all happened in spite of
Right.
whatever they did. They talked about me. They lied on me.
They
And
plotted it.
and it stopped none of that stuff.
It never stopped
It never stopped.
But
And
you
I told
stood
them,
still.
Yeah.
And you stood tall.
Yeah.
And you were diligent. And you were like a tree planted by the river of water, declaring, I shall not be moved.
I shall not be
I
moved.
shall not.
And
And
so
I'm
it
proud
was
of
worth
you.
it.
I'm so proud of you.
It was worth it.
I want you to know that I'm extremely proud of you. And when I feel like I can't make it, or I'm not smart enough, or I'm not pretty enough, I just think about you
And everything you went through.
and everything that you went through. And I promise you, it is so many of us out here that honor you just because of the dope black girl magic that you displayed. You rocked out for a whole city who showed you that they really weren't for you, and it never stopped you. Who went against you every chance that they got, and it never stopped you. Who betrayed you, and it never stopped you. You have pictures with people. I got pictures of you with people who are still slandering your name. And you won't even let me release them because that's who you are. I love you.
Amazing.
I love you so
Amazing.
much. I don't
Amazing
even
story.
think you realize how dope you are and everything that you've accomplished. And that's why it was so important for me to get you here. So we can end this shit. Like it's dead. We're not talking about it no more. God has so much more for you.
That's why I'm resting.
And you gotta rest.
gotta rest.
I'm getting
She
ready
gotta
for it.
rest.
I can't wait.
You gotta
She gotta rest.
I
You
gotta
gotta
rest.
pull up.
I gotta get ready.
You gotta get ready. We
I
don't
would never
know.
believed what he just did.
Yeah.
We out. We
out.
got some dope things coming
That's
up,
right.
some partnerships. We're
Right.
not gonna speak
We're
on
not
it
gonna
right
speak
now.
on it.
That's right.
But y'all see us internationally, worldwide. I invited Dr. E here tonight because Dr. E is the president of the Prince George's County of the
Wow.
National Congress of Black Women, who honored me. And I just thought that you guys should meet each other because both of you guys are doctors.
That's right. That's right.
And then y'all keep me together. I'm just a little, the little girl. Dr. E
But-
keeps me together. You keep me together. And I love you guys. And I just think iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely.
And as
Yeah.
black
I believe
women,
that. And
Don't
that's what
take
we
it
should
sharp.
be doing.
we should be
That's
strong.
what we
We're
should be-
stronger together.
Right, we're stronger together.
I gotta ask you a question
What?
from one of the hood ambassadors in Baltimore.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, one of the hood ambassadors from
What's that?
Baltimore.
Here we go.
They said, "How can we stop the corruption in politics?"
How can we need to hold elected officials accountable. We do.
You did.
But you, like you said, you just said it, and you said you have to vote. You have to
You
get
have to.
involved.
At
You
the
have to
low,
get
at the
involved.
very lowest
Come to those meetings.
level.
Come to the council meetings. Go to the school
Absolutely.
board meetings. You have to be involved.
Were you
Because so
sad
many
it-
times people just sit back and talk about it, but if you're not involved and trying to make a difference,
That's
Were
right.
you saddened to hear about Catherine Pugh?
yeah,
Because you didn't even know about it because
I
you've
didn't
been
know
off
it.
the grid. I had to tell you.
I know it. Yeah, I was very sad to hear.
You were
about
sad
that.
to hear that.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you
I
think
know- I know
situations
her.
like that? I know you know her.
Right, I know her.
I got a picture with
And-
y'all two together.
Right.
I feel like, let me ask you, do you feel like when we as African Americans get caught up in corruption, political scandals, that it makes it hard for other black leaders?
Certainly,
Absolutely.
certainly, because they hold that against us.
Mhm.
They hold it against us, and we get punished much more.
Much
harsh.
more.
Ask Kwame.
Absolutely.
Much more.
Absolutely.
If I jaywalk and another person jaywalks, I did it worse.
You were switching while you did it.
Exactly.
You were switching.
But it does.
So that's prostitution.
right. So but they hold it against us. They use it against us. Yeah, I was shocked because I didn't know, because I have been.
You've been off the
I've been-
grid.
I
And that's
have.
what I said. I said, Karen, where you been?
Look, so let me tell you this. My daughter came, I was in the bed, and she brought me my phone. Did you inbox? You inboxed
I
me
did.
or something.
I
or
did
her
her.
or one of them.
Because you weren't coming up for air. You weren't responding to any of my text messages. You weren't responding to my calls. I was almost on my ass way to Flint, Michigan. I was coming. But I said, no, let me inbox the Niecy pool. Let me not act all stalkerish and stuff.
Right.
And I
She
did.
brought the phone and she said, "Look, Mom," and I said, "Okay."
I just wanted you to know that I love you.
I knew it. I knew it.
I just wanted you to know that I was praying for you.
And it still took me a while to call, didn't it?
It did. I'm
Because
talking
you know
about
what? I didn't know how tired I was.
you were tired.
I was
You've been going
exhausted.
hard for how many years?
Right. Really, 5.
5 years?
Because
nonstop.
it was a year and a half before I ran, because I was getting ready.
Right.
I was getting ready.
Right.
So I didn't know how tired I was.
You were tired.
I was tired.
You
I was
traveled all
exhausted.
over this world.
All over.
Excuse
All
me. God has
over.
showed you some
All
amazing
over.
things.
That's right.
You
Prepare
learned
for
a lot.
something bigger.
Right.
But let me tell you what
Right.
it really is. It doesn't stop here for you.
No.
Because God is going to put you in position to bless other cities that are affected by water crisis and lead crisis. And you're going to be able to meet with their mayors and
speak about how you do it.
consult with them
Yeah.
on how to move and what to do and what not to do, because you've learned by trial and error.
Right.
You know what the EPA is about.
Right.
You know what the federal government can and can't do.
Right.
So I just feel like he's about to enlarge your territory.
Mhm.
And people say, well, You know, God allowed it to happen. I just believe that God didn't want you in office because it's time for you to go into
Something else.
into something else.
Right.
I see you.
I do believe
Being mayor of Flint was just your stepping
I said
stone.
because he
Can I
always
tell
let me
them what
know
I told you?
What?
She's bigger than Flint. I said this to her.
You did.
You're bigger than Flint. And I mean it. And I'm not apologizing for it. I'm not taking it back. You're bigger than Flint. And the world already knows your name. But now, since you're no longer the mayor of Flint, you're going to be so much more effective. And everything that you
And I
do will be
believe that.
intentional.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't focus on you. You had 90-some thousand people you were
Right.
responsible for.
Right.
I don't like being responsible for 6 people.
Right.
So 90-some thousand?
Right.
You were a mother to 90-some thousand people.
Right.
That's right.
Can you look in the camera, say whatever you want to say? I'm giving you this last 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
Wow.
'cause
that's
you might have a lot
long
to
time
say.
talk. You think I?
You might have a lot to say. Come on. Look into the camera. Say
Let it
whatever
out.
it is.
Let
So
it
can
out.
I say thank you to you first? Can I do that?
Well, you always thank me.
No. But people need to know because I don't think some people know what you've done, but a lot of people don't know.
Are you going to make me cry? You know I'm
No,
crying.
I'm not. I am too. You're not going to.
Okay.
But I remember, and I'm going back to the media, trying to get a message out. Couldn't get a message out. Could not get a message out. And I called Tyra. I said, Tyra, I need some help. I can't even get this message out.
Right.
And I need somebody that has a platform and a voice that people pay attention to. And she said, I'll be there. And people paid attention and they tuned in and they listened. And you were our voice. You were my voice. Because I couldn't get it out.
That's right.
And I don't know if people know. I just called you. I need you to come to Flint. I need some help. I need some support. And you were there. And so if we don't thank each other for those kinds of things and let people know how important it is, because the media can destroy. They can destroy. And so for you to help make that happen, I appreciate that. That's why when you said, can you come? I'm like, I will be there. I will be there. That meant a lot. It meant a lot. So I do need to say thank you to you. I do. Flint needs to say thank you to you.
Absolutely.
Because you helped get a message out that people needed to hear. Because that's what they do is they take our voice and people don't get the truth. And they run with things that are, it's just lies. Just lies that they run with. And so, thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it, and on behalf, look, and I'm still gonna say it on behalf of the people of the city of Flint. Thank you
See,
for
she's
helping
still
that
there.
happen.
She's still there.
For helping to make that happen.
You're welcome.
And I thank you for sticking with the sister and lifting black women up. That's important.
You don't make me cry. I thought you weren't going to make me cry.
Okay. So thank you. That's important.
It is.
And so that needs to be said
I love you.
to the people. I love you. I sure do. And she got me out. You got me out. To the people that
It
have
was time for you
supported
to
me,
come out. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have to thank them.
Somebody
Because I did. I
Thank them.
told you I've had some people out there
You have. You
that
have.
have had my back.
Brenda Boyd,
Oh man.
AC
Brother Boyd.
Dumas,
I
Gina
know it.
Lester.
I know it. I know it. I know it.
You have.
There's somebody named Derek Smart. I haven't met him.
Derek
I
Smart.
don't know him. Jeremy. I mean, if I start naming people,
You
I'm
have
gonna
to keep
forget
naming.
people.
So we not gonna
Right,
name because people
right.
gonna get a
Because
shame name
they'll
me.
get
Right,
named.
you get
But I have to say
All
thank
of
you.
them.
There were
It's
people
all.
that had my back, and some of them I don't even know. I said I had some prayer warriors. I don't know who they are. All the people that helped Flint, that donated water and articles and brought things. I have to say thank you. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. And I keep telling people, you know, we put some good things in place. I still think the best is yet to come. I'm not telling anybody what I'm doing now.
Absolutely fine.
But I want people to keep me in prayer
Uh-huh.
as I go to my next.
Only the prayers of the righteous.
Only the prayers
Not
of the
witches
righteous.
and warlock prayers.
But as I go to my next place,
Your next
and
dimension.
that's right. But with everything that happened, I will still say I love Flint.
I love Flint too.
I love Flint.
We the dopest city
And
in
I
the whole
know.
wide world.
I know.
They don't make
They
people
don't
like
let-
us.
Oh,
That's
They
right.
just
You know,
don't.
I keep telling everybody we're Flintstone strong and we're
Bedrock, Flint strong.
That's right. I told them don't come talking about Bedrock.
No, baby.
In fact, I've told them welcome back to Bedrock.
Welcome back to
Welcome back to Bedrock. But I love Flint, and
And
I
believe
just
it
need
or
to
not,
say
Flint
thank
loves you.
I know it.
Flint loves
They
you.
do.
They do.
They do.
They just
And I
got
believe
caught up.
that.
They do.
I
They
do
do.
believe
I've had
it.
so many people inbox me like, she's gonna be my mayor. I love her. So Flint loves you. And I want you to know that Flint loved you. And Flint still loves you.
And I still love Flint.
I know you
That
do.
hasn't changed. That hasn't changed.
So I think that we should do something real dope, like maybe in the summer, all white party.
That's
That would
right.
be nice.
That
You know
would
what I'm
be nice.
saying?
That would
I
be
think we
nice.
should
That would
just
be
do
nice.
something dope. All
That
white
would
party,
be-
bring
Come
Dr. E
on.
and them.
That's right.
Yeah, you know, Dr. E got a mean two-step.
That's. She's gonna start telling stuff now.
Yes, I just think we should just have an all-white party on the boat. We can go to
That's
Detroit
right. We can go
and
to
cruise.
Detroit and cruise. And I have to say thank you to my administration.
I was gonna say, what's up with the team?
You know what?
You got a dope ass team, and they still
know
your
it.
team.
I know it.
Dr.
And I
Q,
could not have done
Journey,
it.
Skylar,
Skylar,
Sean, like
Sean
let's
Crowdy.
just
Gil,
Gilchrist,
you know.
OG,
I
hey
know.
OG,
I know it. Tim Johnson.
Tim
Two
Johnson, yeah, two guns.
Guns. That's my
You
chief.
had a dope, the
That's
chief,
my chief. I
the
still-
the police
But
chief, the fire
look,
chief.
I hadn't even gotten there yet.
Mhm.
But you know, Barton,
Yeah.
Carey. I had a great
You
team.
had a great team,
I had a great
and
team.
they were loyal.
And they were loyal.
Mm-hmm.
And what did I say? One thing I appreciate
Is the loyalty.
Yeah. That's
I'll
amazing.
take that over a whole lot of things.
A whole lot.
You
of
can not
things.
know a whole lot, but if you're loyal,
Mm-hmm.
you can learn.
You can learn
But and in this game, you've got to have people that are loyal.
this game.
In this game,
You do.
in the wacky world of politics, you have to have people that are loyal. You have to have people that have your back, and it's not very many.
Will you ever do politics again?
We'll see.
I can't stand it. Derek, do you have anything you want to close
We'll
out
see.
to Mayor Weaver with?
First of all, Mary Weaver, I am so proud of you, not only as a clinical psychologist, not only as a woman, a mother, not only as a black woman, but just as a human being, just to caring about everyone. Not only us as African Americans, but children, male, female, white, black. It
Latino,
makes no
white,
difference
yeah.
to you. You just want Flint to be the best Flint. And I want people to understand that people that really care, color it matters. It matters because you want people to,
Right.
similar to you to be successful. But it doesn't matter in the sense that you want Flint in a whole
Exactly.
to be healthy and
Exactly.
prosperous.
To be whole.
Right?
Right.
To be whole. Right? So I wanted to let you know. And I also, what do I always say at the end of the show? Black women run the
He
world.
always said
I'm in
that.
a room with 4 dope women, incredible doctors, intelligent black women. And y'all hold us down as black men. We're struggling, and black women are running the world. Everybody follows y'all.
Right.
Y'all run the world. Through all that you went through, you still did all of that. Through all that Tyra's went through. And I'm sure every black one has went through something, and y'all still holding us down. Y'all still holding us up, because we're struggling as black men. We struggle to get through what we get through, and we depend on y'all as mothers, wives, girlfriends, just race supporters, and to see someone with your integrity. That we need more people like you, and it just happens to be a black woman.
Thank you.
I mean, we really do. I say it all the time.
He always
And you-
says
I say it all the time. All the
And I
time.
better say thank you to my family.
Absolutely.
My family has been through hell and back.
Mhm.
Yeah. I
My
watch the
husband,
girls
Red.
defend
They've been right there.
I know it.
on social media all the time. They have to defend their mother, and I'm just,
Adrian and Alana were tough.
yeah, they're my
They're
babies.
tough.
They're my babies.
Mine too, yeah.
Them
And they
Weaver
fought.
girls.
They
Yeah.
fought. And I like that.
And my alumni.
That's in the bloodline. That's
And
in the
my
bloodline.
sister.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna fight. They were born fighters. I guarantee.
They were born fighters. So my family, even my son out there.
Mm-hmm.
But those girls were fighting.
Yeah. Your church
Fighting.
family.
My church family
I
had
mean,
my back.
everybody that had your back. We just want
And
to say,
there were a lot of pastors that were
yeah,
with me.
yeah, they
There were
were.
a lot of them that were with me. and that helped me.
Right.
And they were a voice for Flint when they were marching down there to Lansing. And so we got.
And let me say this. So recently there was a meeting with the new administration, and they
You
said
know
the pastors walked out. I know we gotta go, but I have to say this. They said the pastors walked out. Well, probably the pastors walked out because you called all of them some pulpit pimps. I mean, I would walked out on your ass too.
True.
I mean, you just can't throw slurs and expect for people to work with you.
Right.
You can't call people incompetent. And so this is what my challenge is and my charge is. My challenge and my charge is to unite the city of Flint. United we stand, divided we fall. A house divided against itself cannot stand.
That's right.
So it is so essential and imperative that you bring the city together, because it's still, for me, as I'm sure it is for you, hashtag Flint forward.
That's right.
Hashtag what's next for Flint.
That's right.
Because at the end of every day, that's still our hometown.
That's our home.
And we love it.
That's
We
our
love
home.
the people of Flint. We may not like y'all all the time.
Right.
We may not agree with
That's
you all the
family,
time.
though. That's how
But we
family
family.
is.
That's
Right.
what we do. We fall
That's
in and
right.
out.
That's right.
But it is my sincere prayer and my ask that this new administration no longer makes you the topic of discussion,
That's right. Move on.
and it's time to change the narrative and to move Flint forward. Now, let me say this. If at any time you don't know what you're doing, you can consult my mayor for a small
For a
fee.
small fee.
But okay.
For a small
For a
fee.
small fee.
Small fee.
No, but on a serious note, I'm excited to see what Flint is about to be. I don't wish it no ill or no ill.
Me either.
I want Flint to be successful.
I do too.
I really, really
We've been
need for
through
Flint
enough.
to be successful. They've been through enough. You've been through enough.
through enough.
It's time to move forward,
Right.
to move Flint forward.
Right.
It's time to unite. It's time to stop talking reckless about people. And it's just time to just stay up. I'm excited for you. I love you. Did you guys enjoy the show?
I did one more toast
Okay, one more toast.
to the amazing Mayor, Dr. Weaver.
Dr. Weaver. Love you. Love
We
you too.
appreciate I'm not even from Flint, but I've been to Flint, and I'm going to speak for those in Flint.
He like our food.
I love your food. I do. I love Port Huron.
Oh, poor Aaron, that's my birthday. Yeah.
I'm going to say thank you
Thank you, Mary.
for all those that cannot speak for themselves.
you.
Thank you for all of your service. If you choose to come back, but what you already went through, your family, your administration, your supporters, everything that you already went through, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And to our girls trip that's coming.